How did your relation start with Dennis Brown?
Well, let me tell you, Dennis Brown is our Michael Jackson of the Caribbean. Um, the same effect that Michael Jackson had on every youngster, Dennis Brown had that effect on us as youngsters. Everybody admired this little kid. But being at Studio One, Mr. Dad had made contact with him and told us that Dennis Brown would be coming to the studio to record. The kid I talked to you about, Dennis Brown. And heal up Dennis and pure smiles. But you could see the genuineness in Dennis, humble. Because from Dennis, a little youth, Dennis rise up as a superstar. So he had the command and the respect of everyone. But he wasn't selfish, he wasn't bossy or nothing, he was humble. And, it was after the session he was doing, because he recorded some songs that day. And he had about 2 more sessions. And so we were outside now, and we meet and we start talking. And it was Dennis, myself, and Delroy Wilson, because we were the younger people there who could have related to each other. The musicians were already, older, grown people and stuff. So we all a vibe, and they must say, yeah, man, I listen to you, and you can sing, man. And, he might encourage me, and we had show him how much we admire him, and it was a good vibe. And then he departed, and we start running into each other more as the years go on, and we maintained that friendship. But it wasn't until I became a member of the 12 Tribes of Israel organization. And some friends of mine in New York who was close to Dennis as well, were members, started to bring Dennis around the organization. And our band became more solid. I recognize him as Joseph. I recognize myself as a Levi. And we have that brotherly love and understanding, and we read a book to and the knowledge. So we start to bond together seriously.
Was the bonding over reason about the Bible?
Yeah, everything. Firstly, our bond was about the organization that we've all become a part of, because that was very important to us. In our heart and soul, that's where our heart is. And it's a people's thing. And we are part of the people. And we figure our role lies here. And so we start grow through that, and because we became members, the band started to become more tighter, and we keep communicating with each other always. And I remember at one point, Dennis started to say to me, he must say, boy, priest, and he called me priest, because the Levites are the priests, function of priestly order. And I said, priest, brother, I say, yeah, make some nice tune, brother, but you should have struggled, yeah? It's a real struggle, But anytime you find a song with a woman them love, my brother, it over. And like him lick me in my head with something. And I say, okay, that's right there. Okay. So I'm going to start search for the song, and, I make some song, because I always remember what he said to me. And I search for the song, and I went to the studio. Clevie from Celia and Clevie called me one day, that Scorpio studio, and said, yo, where you there? I said, I'm there, man. He said, come link me down at Scorpio. I have a tune there. Are you this, I drive going down at Scorpio, then put on the track, man, listen to the track. And I say, yeah. Take out my pen, start write the song. That song became So Many People Want to See Me Stop Loving You.
Just like that.
And when that song came out, madam, also one morning, it was early for me, early. It was late in the UK, and Dennis was in England. And my phone ring, and I answer the phone, hello? And she say, preach, my brother. You find it, my brother. And me I try to understand. I say, who is Deb? And I say, yeah, man. I say, you find it, my brother. And him start singing a song. So many people wanna see me. And he say, you find it, preach. And that me I tell you about. Anytime you make them sing here, nothing can stop it for the whole of the woman them love it, my brother. And the way he show, the happiness he show for me, it's like freak me out. Come here, say, say somebody's so happy for me, and that was really genuine, and we maintained that vibe and relationship until he died. When Dennis passed, Dennis and I was so close, everybody associate me and Dennis. I was the one who was instrumental in getting Dennis Brown buried at Heroes Park, because I knew what the situation was, and myself and a friend Lego, and we took it on ourselves, because we think Dennis should have gotten a state funeral, except state funeral is reserved for heads of state. But I was able to call former Prime Minister, Mr. Pt.4, when the morning Dennis passed, and explain to him what had happened. And I tell him, sir, Dennis deserves a real government style funeral. And I said, we can't do a state funeral, but we can do a government assisted funeral. Because it's reserved for heads of states. That's why it's called state funeral. I didn't know either. Mr. Patterson educated me on that. So him said, what we can do though is a government assisted funeral. So I'm going to ask you to put a committee together, and I'm going to appoint someone from the government, Mr. Arnold Bertram, to work with you and get it done. We will assist. And that's our former committee, Tammy Cowan, Miss Babsy Grange, who is our Minister of Culture now, Lego, and a number of other persons. We got it together. And I was doing an interview on the radio and talking to the people, and someone had asked where the funeral would be. And I suggested that Dennis should be buried at Heroes Park. And Dennis come from downtown, right across from Heroes Park pretty much. And Dennis is a downtown person. There's a person who buried over Heroes Park named Capo. And he was some kind of spiritual leader in Jamaica. And so I tell them, say, if Capo bury at Heroes Park, then Dennis Brown deserves to bury over there. And the people downtown agree with me and gave 1,000% support. And because of that vibe, I think the government couldn't shy away from it. So they allowed us to bury Dennis at Heroes Park.
All right, I want to jump back. Dennis Brown's career is going on.
How did you become the opening act for Dennis Brown?
Because Dennis was a star. And we weren't too proud to be opening for my brother who's a star. As a matter of fact, if you listen back to a lot of Dennis Brown shows, he's always done one of my songs. If my brother was here, he would do this song for years and years. And if you notice, Gregory would do the same. Because they understood that I was making some crucial songs that wasn't getting there. So they took it on themselves to start help promoting me by being on shows, doing my songs as well. So that's something that the general public might not have understood, but that was a reason for that. And it worked.
Where did you guys learn?
Yeah, there wasn't a problem opening for anybody who didn't want to open or see themselves bigger than opening for Dennis Brown would be a loser, because Dennis Brown was the man, still is the man.
All right. Dennis Brown is everybody I've spoken to speaks about Dennis Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to me why Dennis Brown was so great.
Because he was, all right, why was he so great? Is the talent that Jah gave him. That's the reason he became so great. The second thing about Dennis Brown, you don't find a nicer person than Dennis Emmanuel Brown as a human being. In fact, I think Dennis Brown gave away even his life to the public. Because Dennis is this kind of person who he'll give you everything he has and just tell himself he'll make it back today. And that's how he lived his life. He was for the people totally and entirely. Even when Dennis didn't have it, he would find a way to try and get it just so you can have it if you did ask for it. And he believed that where he came from, he had a responsibility to help people in his community. So, and I understand that because I go through the same things too. But God created Dennis Brown specifically for that reason. And Dennis has done his work, and I know he's safe in the bosom of the Almighty, and so too Gregory. Gregory is one of the nicest person you could ever meet. If you're ever down one day, just spend 10 minutes with Gregory. You're past cloud nine.
I heard Gregory was quite the comedian and a step at the same time.
Hey, listen to me. Listen. You're sitting here, Gregory will make you laugh until you drop on this carpet and roll. That's the kind of person Gregory is. Never a dull moment being around him.
All right, back to Dennis Brown now. I remember we interviewed Lego. He actually broke down crying because he was saying that he was like a people, as you said, he was a people pleaser. Like,
Yeah,
why do
man.
you think that was the case? Why do you think he was like so into like pleasing?
I didn't create that. Jack created that. That's just how he was. When you love people, it's a different thing, you know. When you love people and you're committed to it, you do what you have to do, you know. I learned a lot from Dennis. I learned a lot from even that situation because it teaches me that I have to make sure I secure myself in certain ways. As much as you want to help everyone, you can't help everyone. But you can help those who you can as you go along. That's important. That's an important lesson that I learned from both Dennis and Gregory. Because Gregory is one of the kindest persons you'll know too. He'll give you everything he has. Don't care about it.
Well, let me hear you say mountain, mountain.